Have you ever got a text message from your financial institution said you made this charge and you're like, did I make that charge? What to do? It has been a lot of people scammed because of that. And I actually had a conversation with a client today who was part of our financial empowerment coaching program. That situation popped up and fraud alert. So we're going to talk about how to make sure that we don't get scammed by the scammers with this common, new and common practice of scammers sending you text messages, what to look for, make sure you identify that it's not a scam, and how we can protect ourselves, and what company from an investment standpoint is taking advantage of the scammers for us in a positive way, for the scammers in a negative way.
And you just want to get paid, tired of making no money mistakes, make a payment on your bills and you still late, yeah, Payneful profits to help you seek change, and you just want to get paid, yeah, tired of making no money mistakes, make a payment on your bills and you still late, Payneful profits to help you seek change, yeah, cut the show home, just listen, you want to feel empowered by making money decisions,
Before we get started, as always though, like, subscribe, share to our channel. As we continue to grow, we're giving great information in real life, and we're a certified financial planner helping hundreds of clients across the country. But on these YouTube streets, I'm just giving information. And the information today is how to avoid those text message scammers. Lego.
Officials want you to be on high alert right now for scammers who are targeting you through text messages.
It's a phishing scheme. They're trying to get either your personal information or money out of you directly.
If you've noticed more texts lately from numbers you don't recognize, experts say that's likely due to tax season, COVID-19 scammers, and recent stimulus payments. The text messages will usually try to look legitimate, claiming it's from Amazon about a recent order, the Postal Service telling you to check your tracking information, or even that you want a prize. You may also see texts claiming your bank account or Netflix account was compromised, prompting you to click a link to fix it.
Now, my profiteers, those are all examples of scams, but in this case, this is the phone scam. The phone scam with your banking information. You get a text, and it's from your bank, or it might be from a different bank. From a different bank, it's a scam. But now what happens if it's an overcharge because the credit card companies and the financial institutions, they have your information, they use it for good, and they sell it as well. But in this case, you get a text, which appears to be from your bank. And it says you had a charge of $450 at LA or at Orlando or at any place that you're not from. And you immediately be like, that's not me. Then you also think, is this real? But you're going through the emotions, and our mind makes thousands of decisions within a split second. So all these emotions, did somebody take my information? Did somebody steal my identity? Is this a scam? You don't know. Right then and there is when the scam happens, because they already put fear in you. And what happens when we are fearful? My profiteers, we make irrational decisions. And those irrational decisions come up in a knee-jerk decision. And a knee-jerk decision is where we click the number. Once we click the number, guess what? Now they have your information because you call. So now we are on a list. We're going to be spammed out of control. We call them, they don't call back. Then about 5 minutes later, you get a call. A person sounds like they're in a call center, and they want to verify your information. What is your email address? Now they got that. What is your date of birth? What's the last four of your social? I'm sorry, to authenticate the call, we need your whole social. And now you have literally given a scammer all of your information. And to take it a step further, if you go down the rabbit hole of scam, they might even ask for your bank card information. Now they have that as well. And it is swiping season. Or the kids, they call it running stains, right? That means a scam. A stain is a scam now. Kids nowadays. But I say that to say that is the new scam. And we had that happen to a client that's part of our financial empowerment coaching program. So she called, wanted to make sure that nothing was taken out of her investment account. So of course it wasn't from a protection standpoint. But it made me think, what companies out there are helping us not get scammed? How is it that the scammers scam and we don't know about the scams? Is it a way for us to invest in a company that's helping us from a security and a software standpoint, make sure our information is not being leaked, is not breached? And yes, we found that company. And my profiteers, I think this company, because of data protection, software protection, is a company that might go to the moon. And we're going to talk about that now. And my profiteers, that company is CrowdStrike. Now, yes, it is very funny that a company that is supposed to help us protect our data, make sure the scammers ain't scamming, they also got hacked themselves. How funny is that? CrowdStrike, that helps with a cybersecurity. They are supposed to be the #1 provider of cybersecurity in the world. They got hacked. And when that happened, my profiteers recently, look at that. Whoop. Their stock went down literally in July by almost 50%, from $400 a share to under $200 a share, right? They're going out of business. Now, no, because they are the biggest, they have contractual agreements. And since they have contractual agreements, they messed up. But you know it's going to cost money to get out those contractual agreements. So what do? We give them a second chance. And yes, my profiteers, we all gave them a second chance. And people talked about the drop, but they did not talk about the pop. And and as we can see, this investment from its low is up by 40%. Now, to get back to where it was, it has to go up by another basically 40%. So it has 40% to go to get back to $400 a share. I believe that will happen by the end of the year, no later than first quarter next year. Why? Small cap. We know when interest rates go down, and the Fed did decrease interest rates by 50 basis points, strong possibility they're going to decrease interest rates from now to the election by another 50 basis points. And we know beginning of next year, they're not going to be playing politics. They are going to decrease rates again because they want to decrease rates another 1% in 2025. So a smaller company, they get to borrow more money, not pay as much. Their profit margin goes up. So their earnings for Q4, I believe, will be strong. Now their Q3 earnings, because of this downturn, not so much. So it might be a bounce down when that happens come earnings season. But definitely their Q4 earnings will, I think, be better, which means the stock is going to go up. Also, because of the scammers, and scammers want to scam, right? Look at this over time, the growth. That growth has been amazing. And before that drop, we had another top, I believe, right? That increase of 27% subsided very quickly with the decrease. So when we use charting, we always look at the last drop and pop. And that was 27%. Meaning it has to get back to where it was, 400. After that, another 27% to the high, right? So 40, another 27%, but that's 67%. My profiteers, basically, when it's all said and done, I believe this is a, yes, $500 a share stock. $500 a share. Is it going to be tomorrow? No. Is it going to be next week? No. But I think by mid-2026, year and a half, basically 2 years from now, this is a $500 stock. This is a 70% increase from where it's today. That means we're getting 35% a year for the next 2 years. Will it be snap of the fingers? No. We have ups and downs along the way? Yes. Will it be data breaches where the stock is going to go down? Hopefully not down by 50%, but yes, it will be breaches. But I believe because of the scammers being able to scam, you think about AI, scammers are now using AI to boost their scams, to try to scam more people. You need cybersecurity companies like CrowdStrike to stop the scammers, to slow down the scammers, to baffle the scammers, to eliminate the scammers. Scammers will never be eliminated, but companies like this does a lot from a cybersecurity standpoint to help us. So that's why I believe as the scams get bigger, as companies need to spend more money to protect themselves and their clients' data, CrowdStrike, since it is the number one company, even after their own data breach, is a company that's going to provide the most value from an investment standpoint when it comes to the cybersecurity sector. So my profiteers, couple things to think about. Number one, if you get that text message, if it's your bank, do not click that link. Take out your card. Look at the number. Call the number and say, hey, I got this text message. And they will let you know after verifying your information. But you know it's them because you used the number on your card. So yes, we're getting fluctuated. Is it me? Is it a scam? Not a scam? What should I do? Breathe. Like my book, research, evaluate, locate, analyze, execute. Research the problem. Evaluate if it's a scam. Locate your credit card. Analyze the number, execute by calling, making sure that you're not being scammed. If you're not being scammed, great. If you are being scammed, delete that number. And that, my profiteers, is how we make sure we don't fall victim to the new scam that's out there, sending you something from your bank that you had to charge somewhere that you did not charge. And number two, my profiteers, let's look into CrowdStrike. I believe, as I said, it is going to be a $500 share stock in the next 2.5 years. How quick it's going to be there, nobody knows but God the future. But because of all the things I talked about, rebounding from the biggest cybersecurity hack in the world, rebounding, being the number one provider, having those contracts that are still being contractually met, and scammers scamming and them finding a way to make sure that companies protect themselves. That's why I believe this is a stock that's going to go up by 70% over 2 years, 35% a year. That's what, 4x the stock market? I take that. Anyways, though, comment below. Will scammers continue to scam? Is there other companies out there that's going to help us stop the scammers? What do you think about CrowdStrike? Also, go to our Patreon. We give a lot of good information. We have our newsletter there. It gives you a lot of good information on how to budget. A few stock tips as well. Check us out at www.therelaxedinvestor.com. And look at our financial empowerment program as we help you empower your finances. You meet with a financial advisor once a month. And we have a financial concierge that helps you with any financial decisions from a charting standpoint, information standpoint, so that you can, again, relax, research, evaluate, locate, analyze, execute. Or if you have investment questions, you can definitely hit us at tonesfinancial.com. We're here to help from an investor standpoint as well. As always, love is love. Let's make some painful profits together, y'all. Peace.